Hi there, forgotten child of Africa and the world. I found this poem in this book called Think and Grow Rich. And this poem has really helped me shape my mind, shape the way in which I think about life, about money, about where I see money and the value and what I could do with money. The title of this poem is If You Think You Can, You Can. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out of the world we find, success begins in a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. Life's battle does not go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the one who wins is the one who thinks he can. This is beautiful. Sometimes, even in my life, I used to think I couldn't possibly do this. I used to wait around hoping somebody would give me permission to do what I wanted to do. And there was a lot of mindsets I had to break. There's a lot of mindsets I had to plow through to give myself permission to rise. And forgotten child of Africa and the world, I want to tell you something. As you rise, you're going to draw a lot of attention to yourself. And the people around you are going to start to feel uncomfortable because you're so much different to them. Some of them may be threatened. Some of them may do things to ensure that you don't rise above them. And I want you to forgive them. Because if they only knew better, then they would do better. If they only knew how far you would go and what you would accomplish in the world and what a difference you would make in the world. If they could only see the finish line, they would be your biggest supporter. But for now, forgotten child of Africa and the world, you might be your only supporter. So when you get up in the morning, I would like you to recite Jeremiah 29:11 and remind yourself on those days when things are really, really bad, that God has got a plan for you. It might be years, forgotten child of Africa and the world, before you can even see that. It might be years before that dream comes to pass. But I don't want you to forget that dream. I don't want you to stop dreaming. It is the dreamers in the world with self-discipline and goals that change this world, that makes this world a better place for all of us to live in. I want you to cross that finish line. And I want you to cross that finish line strong. You got to take good care of your health. You got to take good care of your mind, of your emotions. And the Bible calls us to guard our hearts. You got to know who's there for you and who's against you. A lot of people will come to try to steal what you have. They will try to come and dim that light that you have. And you got to guard yourself. You got to make sure that with all the negativity around, you've also got people believing in you and telling you, yes, you can. And you likewise be a good friend to them as well. You also encourage them on the days that they are down and out. One of the biggest struggles, forgotten child of Africa and the world, are startup businesses. So many of them don't have that support system. So many of them are pushing against the odds, just wishing for somebody to believe in them, just wishing for a pastor to come alongside them, or their wife to come alongside them, or their husband to come alongside them, or even their family to say, I appreciate what you do, and say to them, I believe you can do this. So many of them have so little support. And if you know somebody in your community, if you know somebody that has started a business, go past their store. If you can support them, support them. Even if it's the smallest thing, forgotten child of Africa and the world, you'll be making the biggest difference to that vendor. You'll be making the biggest difference to that micro business. Support them. Because who you're supporting today, one day support you. I'm going to share more of that in the videos to follow. So when you wake up in the morning, I want you to listen to this poem. I want you to hide this poem deep down within your heart, because when the bad times come, you must remember that the one who wins the battle is that's correct, it's the one who thinks he can.